I bet you just clicked the right video to achieve the best jollof rice, Nigerian jollof rice. Today I'll walk you through the common mistakes when making Nigerian jollof rice and also show you tips that makes a huge difference. Stick around and let's cook. Now learn how to make a perfect Nigerian jollof rice with rich flavor, deep color and the right smoky taste even in your kitchen. Now, I'll try as much as possible not to give too much information to avoid any, kind of confusion here. Now, the first common mistake is going for more tomato than your pepper mixture or going for just one sort of pepper mixture or bell peppers instead of going for the right combination. Something happened. My camera didn't catch me having everything in this pot. Now, for 2 kilo of rice, my pepper mixtures are three pointed bell peppers and three normal bell peppers, of course, all red. The taste of those two peppers are different. The pointed bell peppers is more like if you go for too much of it, there will be bitter. Your jollof rice will be bitter. If you go for just bell peppers, you would not have that deep flavor of Nigerian jollof rice. So that's why it's good to combine it, kind of a mix both of them. And the sun-dried tomato is a game changer because that's going to give you that deep color of jollof rice. Okay, so I went for three of the sun-dried tomato. I went for about seven tomatoes. You want to bring everything in a pot. Do not miss out with the garlic and ginger. I'll leave all the ingredients in the description box. To cook your pepper mixture, you want to go ahead and add the tomatoes first because that will release the juice to avoid any kind of burnt. Do not add any water to your pepper mixture while cooking it. And I added my Scotch bonnet pepper later, Scotch bonnet pepper later after cooking it so the whole house don't smell uh, spicy or pepperish. Now you saw me totally drastically reducing my tomatoes to the bottom of the pot. Now that liquid you saw remaining, why throw it away? Because I see so many people strain out and still throw away the liquid and then later add liquid to your stew or to your sauce. I don't get it because that liquid has turned to a sweet liquid. It is just the best liquid. So I don't see one reason you throw that off. You need it. Just go ahead and mix everything. Use a standing mixer or whatever to mix it. I know I am behind, okay? So I'm just trying to, meet up. So we'll leave that for that. Okay. Now it is time after blending everything. Now set your tomato aside. Now our pepper mixture is ready, well cooked, set aside. Get a pot, heat up some amount of sunflower oil, perfume it. Perfume is just flavor your oil by adding some curry, boosting the flavor of those spices anyway. So add your curry, add your thyme, add your bay leaf on a low heat. It shouldn't get burnt. Then bring in your onion, fry your onion until fragrance. Bring in your tomato paste and also fry your tomato paste on a low heat. No condition should your tomato paste get burnt. Now this is what I have. If you see the texture I just showed you in this video, that is what you want to achieve. Now frying your tomato paste had a big difference to your sauce. You already have the best tomato mixture. Do not let the tomato paste, ruin everything because tomato paste when it's sour, when it's not well fried, it will get, it will be sour. So after achieving the tomato paste you want to have well fried, add in your pepper mixture, everything you blended earlier. So stir everything together and just cook. After letting it cook for some minutes, you want to go in and season. Now this is the point you want to season according to your taste, to your preference. I've recently started using this cube, this strong cube. This cube is so strong. It's another journey to season your meal. But in my case today, I succeeded breaking it first. Okay, on a good day, you want to break it first and then season. On no condition should you add it direct to your sauce. Because my pot is bright, I just threw the ones that didn't break, throw them at one side. let it dissolve or heat up a little bit to soften, and then use my wooden spoon to break everything and then seal in. Now it's time you will let it cook a little bit again, season with salt or whatever, like I said earlier. Guys, I was testing and testing and testing again. It was so good. I don't see one reason this stew will not taste good after all what we did right. One thing you should not forget, please, is adding garlic and ginger. It does add a whole lot of taste. If my sister can start using garlic and ginger after preaching for more than 2 to 3 years, then you can do it. Okay. I went to her place of recent, like she don't cook without garlic and ginger anymore. That surprised me a whole lot. Now back to our cooking. You want to, after you achieve your goal, you want to dish out some amount of stew. Very important. Now, the stew we dish out might be useful to us at the end of the video. So it's very important to put some stew aside. Now, I will go in with the beef broth or chicken broth, any broth of your choice. I'll leave a link here of my how to cook your beef or your turkey to achieve the best broth for your jollof rice or any other meal. So go ahead and add in your broth, then adjust to your taste again if necessary. Okay, if not, just bring in your cleaned washed rice. You saw my rice, the liquid was perfect. Okay, so go ahead and bring in your 2 kilo of rice. The rice I'm using, the brand is President. Okay, so it's my favorite brand. Just make sure you do not add too much water to your jollof rice, just a little above the rice, and you are good to go. Now, here is my trick. I usually leave my jollof rice, the moment I add my jollof rice, I leave it to burn for at least 5 minutes. This is what you're seeing here. Now, after about 5 minutes, that's only when you are cooking with an induction top like this. Open fire or firewood will give you a different flavor of jollof rice. But yes, this is what I'm using today, and this is the trick I use to achieve that little flavor of smoky jollof rice. Let it get burnt for at least 5 minutes. Cover it up with aluminum foil to trap the steam in. Now, what will cook your jollof rice is not the water quantity. Too much water will not cook it, and then not how high your gas is. So you have to cover with aluminum foil, trap the steam, eat, cook on a low heat. I mean, go on the lowest heat. No rush in cooking jollof rice. Then the steam will cook the jollof rice. Now, after steaming your jollof rice, as long as you should, your jollof rice is soft enough, the color is perfect, the taste is perfect. You want to hide the gas a little bit again, make it well in the middle, cover it up and let it burn a little bit. I know it sounds crazy, let it get burnt, but this is the flavor of Nigerian jollof rice, okay? And then add in your butter, your onion, you must add the butter. So do not add too much oil at the beginning so that you can add butter. You can then add in some stew if you feel like it's too dry. I didn't add any stew because the texture, the consistency, everything is perfect for me. And I'm good to go. Please do not forget to hit the like button and also share with your loved ones. Leave your opinion in the comment section. And I'll see you all in my next one. Bye for now.